So probiotics, let's just kind of go over the broad families of them here, just for any newer listeners. So you have beneficial bacteria, primarily in the Bifidobacter and the Lactobacillus family. So you have like Lactobacillus acidophilus, plantaris, paracasei. You have your Bifidobacter, whatever it's Bifidobacter longus, infantis, etc. So there's many different species of both. Now, I have a probiotic that I personally use in practice that I formulated. It's about 20 different species in them on the Bifidobacter and the Lactobacillus side, which are super, super helpful. And so I'll put a link down below. So when I reference clinically, that's the big major one that I've used and formulated. The other big one that you'll see a lot is Saccharomyces boulardii, which is kind of like a beneficial yeast, but there's a lot of good benefits with that probiotic. You have improving IgA function. It can crowd out C. diff, Clostridium difficile. It can crowd out H. pylori. It can help with blasto infections. It can improve gut permeability. So a lot of good benefits with Saccharomyces. And it's great because if you have rebound overgrowth already and you take that, that can also help knock down maybe some of the yeast overgrowth or fungal overgrowth that's also there too. So pretty cool. And then you have your bacillus strains. These are like your spore-based probiotics, whether it's Bacillus subtilis, Clausii, coagulans, lichen formis. Really good. These hang out a little bit longer. Most of these strains they're transient. So they go in for a few days, few weeks, and they pass through your body. So it's something you want to maintain with. Again, you can do fermented foods, which can be very helpful, whether it's kimchi or different probiotic drinks like kombucha or a sauerkraut or fermented pickles. Again, it's going to depend upon how bad your gut is. And we'll talk about that in a minute because you could be very probiotic intolerant. So if you get probiotics and you get gassy or bloated or brain fog or get itchy or have hives or histamine problems, you're probably probiotic intolerant and you probably want to stay away from probiotics until we do a couple of things. But we have that bacillus strain that hangs out for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, and that can help potentiate the growth of these other good, healthy Bifidobacter and Lactobacillus strains, which is pretty cool. So out of the gate, probiotics, ideally we get them from food, right? Again, most people don't. And if that's the case, you want to be on some kind of a supplement, at least every now and then, every month or so, add a bottle in, pause a little bit. I tell patients, try to be on probiotics in your food, probiotic-rich foods. If you can tolerate that, great. And then maybe once a quarter, throw in a full bottle or two of probiotics and go from there. If you're not getting any fermented foods, then it's good to be on a probiotic supplement, at least 1 or 2 capsules at the end of the day, because our diet from an evolution standpoint probably had a lot more fermentation, fermentable foods in it. Now, in today's day and age, we have some issues. We have people's guts are way out of whack. They're way out of whack because of all kinds of extra acellular carbohydrates, whether it's in the form of processed sugar, whether it's processed flour or grains. These have really caused a lot of the dysbiotic bad bacteria in the gut to overgrow. And so we're dealing with people that have guts that have lots of dysbiotic bacteria. We also have another issue of people on lots of antibiotics. You go to your conventional MD for any little issue, guess what? You're probably going to get a prescription of an antibiotic, whether it's amoxicillin or clarithromycin or doxycycline, or hopefully not a fluoroquinolone. We know those damage tendons and cause mitochondrial issues, but I still see them being prescribed for some people.